All right, so it is glaring to all of you who have been listening to my postulation for the past 3 months that Buhari is the grand patron of this coalition, of course, organized by the North to grab power from Tinubu. As you can see on my screen over there, this is just about 3 hours ago. Atiku with Buhari once again, with all the members of the coalition. There you have Erufai, and in some hours from now, Erufai will be on Arise News, of course, to blast the government of Tinubu. See, I am not against this coalition so long as they support a southern candidate. I am not against it. But again, me or the North and I will be wearing one trouser if Atiku wants to be the face of the coalition, because it is DOA, dead on arrival. We will run a campaign against the northern oligarchs, a coalition that is ably, okay, ably led by Buhari. I mean, we all remember the legacies of Buhari, how Buhari was able to reawaken the reconnaissance, the renaissance, of course, the influence of the Fulani within the Nigerian politics. Beyond the Nigerian politics, we know how Buhari gave the Fulanese a very wide bandwidth to operate. There's so much leeway. A common Fulani man began to enjoy what we call federal government security, because when you arrest them in a couple of hours, they are released. What you hear is there's one Seriki that has called, who is connected to social emir, who knows this social person, and they said they should go. They will not come to that area again, but they've been released. So is this the kind of coalitions that is filled with vultures, people that are just power hungry? Listen, regardless of what Tinubu does, the North are not supposed to be the loudest in terms of this coalition. There's an interview that I watched earlier today, which I'm going to play for you in a couple of hours, guys. This northern elder brother of Dati Baba Ahmed, the former vice president of Puerto Obi, was asked earlier today. It was asked that why is it that whenever we have southern president, that the North will galvanize, they will just do everything to unseat the southern president. That the only time they couldn't come with these machinations was in 2003, and was because Obasanjo literally knelt for Atiku. Maybe some of you do not know that time. In 1999, because of the Abiola June 12 sentiment, everybody gave that presidency to the Southwest, and we had Olufalaye and Obasanjo. Obasanjo won. Now, as at 2003, Atiku wanted to grab power. Atiku had majority of the governors in his purse. Atiku was literally controlling majority of the National Assembly. Atiku had every opportunity to grab power. But Obasanjo had to go. This was a secret that was later revealed in Obasanjo's books. Obasanjo literally had to kneel down, a president kneeling down for his vice. It is not a president. It is a southerner, a Yoruba man begging his Fulani master. You have to see, Obasanjo needed to beg them. Okay? Obasanjo needed to go into an agreement. All right? And we saw what happened afterwards. You will realize that within the period of 2003, 4 to 2007, Atiku had a leeway, he had a free hand, he was in charge of privatization, he was so much in charge of so much juicy appointments. It became, since 1999, he became, as recorded, the most powerful vice president ever. Every other vice president that we've had afterwards, they have been just underdogs. Nobody hears them. Look at what Tinubu is currently doing to Kashim Shetima. He has turned into a ghost. That one a ghost. Nobody they see him. Serious. I mean, we are going to touch that too, by the way. So you listen and follow me on this story. Today, Atiku, El-Rufai, Sule Lamido, the same Dati Ahmed, the guy of Bauchi, Borno State Governor Zulum. Of course, when you see Zulum in such settings, you should know that Nashetima send them as a backup plan, right? In case Tinubu dumps him. Just let me just break the ice. There are plans, and these plans are not a joke. These plans are a serious matter. They not avowed that, listen, we do not promise the South 8 years. Yes, we promise that 2023 power will rotate to the South. In 2027, there is no constitutional law. There is no any written agreement other than just gentleman agreement that the North cannot take power. If the South want to take power by 2031, so be it. That they have decided that even if they are not directly in power, like they have a national in power, they will be the one that will take that critical decision, and whoever that gets there will begin to do his bidding. His bidding, such as reversing ban on open grazing. I mean, if Atiku goes there, would Atiku be able to ban open grazing? Does Atiku not have cattle that roam around in Adamawa? Does Atiku, all those politicians, don't they have cattle that they use as business, that they graze them openly? So you see, this is a serious matter that we as the Southerners must take, seriously. There's an adage. They said, what does it mean is that no matter how deformed your child is, right, because of his deformity, that doesn't mean that you would not clothe him with the cloth that you buy for him. Tinubu is a very terrible Southern representative. You and I can agree on that. Tinubu, as far as I'm concerned, is a stooge of the West. Tinubu is a stooge of France. Tinubu has not been sincere, straightforward in his dealings, right? Tinubu, as far as we're concerned, has not in any way directly even benefit me as a Yoruba man. However, for posterity's sake, for what we call Fulanization agenda not to get into the second phase, by all means, as all South, we must vote in a capable person from South. And this must be someone who has the capacity, the courage, the bravery to face this Northern coalition. I kept suggesting someone like Peter Obi. Yes, he ordinarily should fit in the cap. But here's the deal. A Peter Obi cannot be quiet when the likes of Kenneth Okonkwo is saying that he is part of the coalition. And Obi cannot expect that people will go and work for him, and at the end of the day, come and serve him the food, and he thinks he will not be poisoned. I mean, nobody lives a life as such. This is politics. Politics is a game of interest. You have to bring in your own side of the game, right? What is your own part of the negotiation of the deal? And of course, you have to take charge. Obi needs to take charge. Obi is, as it stands, should be the perfect replacement for Tinubu. However, Obi seems to be scared of Atiku. He is afraid to be a part of that coalition because he feels Atiku will ambush him. And Obi must understand that there's no way he can win an election in Nigeria if he doesn't have at least the North Central, supporting him, or at least having the total South. As far as we're concerned today, the total South, the Southwest is not guaranteed, because the things I see on the street of Lagos, or when I go to Ogun State, the way they have been mobilizing those thugs, I mean, they have been conscientizing those thugs that they must not vote for Yarimiri, they must not vote for Obi, that the last time that Obi won was a disgrace against Yoruba culture and heritage. So there's this rhetorics. And this most of these thugs and boys, this is what they want to eat now that they know, right? They are largely illiterate. They are just like the Alimanjiris in the north. Their fast will just tell them, oh yeah, yes, because of Sharia, oh yeah, go and do this, go and do this. Allah wants this, Allah approves of this, so yeah, go and buy this person. But those thugs in Yoruba, they are like the Southwest Alimanjiris. And these are political machineries that the politicians use to perpetrate their evil. And so, an Obi must take charge. He needs to. Otherwise, it will be a situation that Tinubu will be re-elected. Because if Obi does not emerge on a viable platform, if Obi does not present himself as a man who has that mental steeze and strength and capacity to withstand the pressure, right? Then he won't be able to emerge on a capable platform. And by extension, people will have no choice than to vote Ashiwaju, unfortunately. I mean, let us listen to that interview of that northern guy. Then afterwards, we'll listen to what Kenneth Okonkwo said about the coalition. Bye for now.
I've been asking, why is it that it's when a southerner is in government that there's this talk about coalition? We saw it 2014, 2015. Now another southerner is there now. Some people are saying, well, it's only when a southerner is there. During Buhari's time, nobody talked about coalition. Do you think it's an important question for Nigerians to raise, or it is irrelevant as a political scientist?
No, I don't think it is. There are Southerners involved in this talk about coalitions too. You know them? Governor Amechi is there, the former governor of Osun State is there. There are a lot of people from the southern part of the country. They love the South too, and they don't want to be second fiddle to the North. They are there. It's not every time that a northerner, when a southerner is there. There have always been talks about coalitions. We formed a coalition in 2011, 2012 with the southerner. His name is President Tinubu now. He gave us his bit of the of Nigeria, and we formed a coalition between the AD and CPC, and we created the APC. It's not a new thing. There have always been coalitions. Always.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Even going back to the First Republic.
Thank you, Dr. Akim Baba Ahmed.
Thank you for inviting me to your program. It's nice to see you guys.
Thank you.